So today, our first quiz is tomorrow. Let me find a good pen. So it is 2/8/22. Quiz review. All right, number one. It's an absolute value. So we know it has to be the parent function looks like that. So we're going to take this graph, put it somewhere on the graph here, and first thing I'm going to do is put its vertex at +1, -3, because it's going to be the opposite, right? So +1, -3 is my vertex. It also has a slope of 1/4. So from here, I'm going to have a up 1 over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to graph it in. Use my ruler. Putting the arrows on there. Okay. Thumbs up. Now, domain, you guys got that. It is forever wide, so I'll put my domain. X equals all real numbers. I like the cursive R because I like the symbol of all real numbers. You can write all real numbers. In the range, it has a height of 3, -3. That's the lowest spot, and then it reaches up from there. So I'm going to go, the range is going to be y is greater than or equal to -3. Okay. Okay. Hi. Autumn, how are ya? Good. Number 2. So let's write this as an absolute value graph. Okay. No, he's not. Good question. So absolute value graph. We're going to say y is equal to absolute value. Right. There's my absolute value of x. I have a slope of up 3 over 1. It has a vertex at 0, -2. So I could put an x plus 0, I could, or an x minus 0, I could. I don't really need it there. -2. You don't need the 0 here. I just put it there because it coincides with the vertex, okay? You do not need the 0. I just put it there so it coincides with my vertex, okay? If you put it there, I'm happy with it too, okay? Now, how do we write this as a piecewise graph? Well, I see two equations. And the first equation I see is, let's see if I can get a good pen first. First equation I see is right here. Equation 1 is y equals down 3 over 1 plus a -2. Equation 1. Equation 2, for the second line, I see a up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1x -2. Okay, so to make it a piecewise graph, what I have to do is recognize that I see two lines. I see two different graphs. They're connected right here in the middle. They're connected at x equals 0. So let's see what I have. Well, line 1. And don't write the y because fx and y mean the same thing. So I'm not going to write the y. Just write -3x -2. Again, second equation, don't write the y because fx and y mean the same thing. A 3x -2. Now, I'm going to say that they're connected at 0. So if x is, this one's behind. This one's on this side, the left-hand side. So it's less than 0. And line number 2 is on the right-hand side, so it's greater than 0. Okay, and then the last thing I have to do is figure out which one gets that point, right? Well, yeah, so who gets it, right? Scott, what do you want, the first graph or second graph? Okay, so we'll give it to the second graph. As long as one of them gets that point right there, we're good. Thumbs up? Am I going too fast or am I okay? Okay. Grace, am I okay on pacing? Scott?
Okay, like, this is just a quick question on number 2.
Yes.
How did you figure out what was in the absolute value?
Right, so the vertex. Go to the vertex. Do you agree with the vertex?
Yes.
So this goes here inside, and the y goes here on the outside.
And then did you say that 0 wasn't necessary?
I don't need them to 0. No. I could have written it like this. Same answer. Okay? Yeah. And I put the 0 here to help you recognize the vertex, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, I think I'm going to need a piece of graph paper because I don't have graph paper. So number 4, I'm going to get a piece of graph paper out real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and graph my XY axis. I'm going to graph a piecewise graph. I'm going to put in my border lines first. So my borderline in this one's at -2. So I'm going to go to -2 on my x axis. I'm going to go right. So I've got 2 equations. One is y equals a 1/2 x plus 3 and y equals 4. I'll slow down for a second, okay? I will slow down for a second, okay?
I can't see the yellow.
Oh, you can't see the yellow? Let me make it. I got an orange. How's that? Is that better? Yeah, you bet. How's that? Yeah, that was kind of hard to see, wasn't it? So, let's graph the first one. And I'm going to use my pencil because I'm probably going to have to erase, right? So, start at 3, not on the invisible line. Start at 3, but not on the visible line. Start at 3 on the y-axis. I have a slope of up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Now, if I were to graph this line in, it's a straight line with a slope of 1/2. However, I don't want all of it. I just want a piece of it. I just want a piece of it because it's called a piecewise graph, right? Just want a piece of it. So which piece do I want? Well, the piece that's less than or equal to -2. So I only want this part of it. I'm going to erase the rest. I'll get my eraser out. Put that right there. Get rid of that. And I want a solid dot arrow. Okay. The second graph is y equals 4. So that's a horizontal, no x, right? So I know it's a horizontal line at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes like that. But I don't want all of it because it's a piecewise function. I just want part of it. I can't have overlapping. I do know it says it's greater than -2, so I want it to be over there. So I'm going to erase the left-hand side of it, which is less than -2. Erase, 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 erase. And I'm going to put an open dot right here. Have to have an open dot there because I don't want to count this point twice. Plus, there's no equal sign right here. Thumbs up? Okay. Am I going okay? No, not too fast? My pacing's okay? All right, let's take a look at number 5. So let's graph the function that's inverse, find the inverse equation also. Okay, so first of all, this isn't too hard. I can graph 5. Let me get my colors out. I like colors. Colors are awesome. So let's see. What do I have for colors? I need to sharpen my pencils. Blue, and how about green? Blue and green will work. All right. So I'll put the original in green, start at 0, down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3, 2, 3, right? So there's my function. There's f of x, right? There's f of x. And then, if I want the inverse, what I can do is do the points. It might be easy to do the points, right? So I have a point here at 3, -2. And I have a point here at -3, 2. If I switch this point over, I'm going to have, oh, +3, my bad, +3. I'll have an inverse of -2, 3. And I'll have a, if I flip this, I'll have a point at 2, -3. Has to have the opposite slope. It does. Does it look like a reflection of this line? If you were to fold it, does it look like a fold over that line? It does. So I think I did it right. The equation of the inverse, I'm going to go the inverse, I'm going to go F inverse of x is down 3 over 2x plus 0. And I do not need the 0, but I put it in there anyway, okay? Okay, 6. Number 6. Let's see. Let's start, and let's do this one in green. Let's put the function in here. We'll start at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's my y-intercept. I'm going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So there's my function. To get the inverse, I'm going to switch intercepts. 2, 0, 0, 8, right? So I'm just going to switch the points to the inverse. Instead of 2, 0, I'll go 0, 2. Instead of 0, 8, I'll go 8, 0. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0. Let me write those points down for you. So this is a 8, 0, and this is a 0, 2. And if I draw the graph in, there it is. Now my equation, well, that's easy. I know for sure it has to have the opposite slope. Down 1 over 4, down 1 over 4, so down 1 over 4x, and it has a y-intercept of 2. How am I doing? Not going too fast? I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you, because I can already see that I'm getting ahead of some of you, aren't I? Don't let me do that, okay? Tell me to slow down if I need to slow down, okay? I am not doing my job if I go fast. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, ready? I'm going to turn the page in a second. And here we go. Okay, easiest question on the test. If you miss this, I'm going to be so sad for you. So sad. All right, what do you think? Inverse. What are we going to write? Nobody should miss this one. Everybody agree? Nobody at all should miss this one. What's my answers? I want the inverse. -1, 5, right? 4, 3. 4, 1, 7, -2. What did I do?
Switch them.
That's all I did. I just switched them. X and Y and Y and X. That's all I did, okay? Now, here we go. Your class has ordered water bottles for a fun run. The total cost in dollars depends on the quantity of the order, right? So the more you buy, right, the cheaper they get, right? So the cost function below represents the cost of bundles of water bottles. The value of X represents the number of bottles. Okay, so it's like if you buy less than 50, it's going to cost you 50 cents. If you order between 50 and 100, it's going to cost you 40 cents. 100 to 200 is going to cost you 25 cents. And boy, if you buy more than 200 water bottles, it's 15 cents, okay? Now the 20 is probably shipping. You guys agree with that? 20 is just a fixed cost, okay? So find F of 150. Okay, well I can do this. F of 150. 150 fits in between into the third equation, right? It's going to go right there. Okay, so I plug it. It goes in. 150 is in between 100 and 200. I'm going to plug it into the third equation. So okay, I can do that. I'm going to go 0.25 times 150 plus 20. I'm just going to use a calculator, you guys. Really. I'm just going to use a calculator. Okay, clear. 0.25 times 150 plus 20. So if I wanted 150 bottles, I'm going to go $57. Whoops, 50, dyslexic, $57.50. Okay, what do you think? Easy? F of 50. Where's F of 50 going to go? First, second, or third? Second equation, right? It's got to go there because 50 is in between because it has to equal 50. Can't be here because it doesn't equal 50, so we plug it into this one, okay? So I'm going to go 0.40 times 50 plus 20, and again, I'm just going to use my calculator. Use your calculator, guys. Make it easy for yourself, right? I believe in calculus. I know sometimes the middle school doesn't let you guys use calculators. Well, that's silly, right? That's going to be $40, right? Okay, now, what does here? Now, nobody's going to miss this. Okay, write this down. I want words. Words, words, words. Here's what I'm going to write. What does F of 50 mean? It means the cost of ordering 50 bottles. That's all it means, right? What does F of 50 means? It's F of 50 means it's the cost, because that's cost of 50 bottles. Okay, can you do that tomorrow? Sure. Now, so here's what I have, and we'll take a real quick mouse break in a second.